Good afternoon. The Secretary General will read a few opening remarks and then take your questions. I think we have about 20 minutes altogether. So.
Good morning. Bonjour, ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs. It's good to be back to Geneva again. And this is my first time this year. Good morning. Bonjour, mesdames et messieurs. It's a great pleasure to see you again. Since this is my first time to meet you this year, I wish you all the best, and let's work together for world peace and development. I'm committed to, and I really need your strong support in delivering the messages to all throughout the world. Message of peace and message of development and message of human rights. I trust you have already seen my statement in the Human Rights Council this morning. Let me just reiterate one point. That's accountability. Horrendous crimes continue to take place before the eyes of the world, from sectarian cleansing in the Central African Republic to the Syrian government's use of barrel bombs in densely populated civilian areas. These are not the random happenings of wartime. They are acts that are decided on, whether by individual combatants on the ground or leaders safely removed from the actual fighting. They are acts for which there must be justice. Yesterday, I attended a retreat in Mont Pelan with the leaders of all the United Nations' increasingly complex and diverse peacekeeping and political missions. The Security Council is giving us more robust mandates, including for the protection of civilians. Our productive discussions focused on how to improve what we do at a time of severe financial constraint. I also spoke with Robert Seri, who has been working as my envoy for situation in Ukraine, and he briefed me about his visit. I have repeatedly emphasized that it is critical to ensure full respect for and the preservation of Ukraine's independence, unity, sovereignty, and territorial integrity. It is now of utmost importance to restore calm, to de-escalate tensions immediately through a dialogue. I will meet the Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov in Geneva today. I will urge that the Russian Federation refrain from any acts and rhetoric that could further escalate the situation, and instead to engage constructively and through peaceful means with Ukraine. In this regard, as you are already aware, I asked the Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations, Mr. Jan Eliasson, to visit Kiev today. I was told that he has just arrived in Kiev at this time, and convey, on behalf of the United Nations, the same message to the Ukraine authorities. In my phone conversations with President Hollande of France, High Representative Ashton of European Union, and President of Swiss, Burkhalter, and OSCE chairperson in office, he's now the president in office of OSCE, and I have also spoken with Secretary General Geneva of OSCE, and I have been discussing this matter since yesterday, since my arrival up to now. In all my talks with these leaders, I have underscored that all of us share the responsibility to assist in finding a peaceful resolution in a collaborative effort. I have asked the United Nations Deputy Secretary General to discuss this matter on the basis of all the United Nations basic objectives and goals under the United Nations Charter. On Syria, I had a long conversation with the Joint Special Representative Dr. Brahimi yesterday. The only way to end the crisis is through a negotiated solution. We are determined to bring the parties back to the table here in Geneva. But for the moment, it is our sense that there is an urgent need for the parties and those with influence over them to reflect on how the talks can achieve the progress the Syrian people and the region so urgently need. Yesterday, I also met with the Special Representative to the Central African Republic, General Babakar Gaye, about the alarming crisis in that country. I have presented, as you are already aware, a 6-point plan to address urgent priorities and needs. At the Security Council's request, I will soon report on the outlines of a UN peacekeeping mission with a robust mandate to protect civilians and promote stability. The horrific cycle of violence and retaliation must end immediately. The United Nations is fully committed to help the Central African Republic emerge from the terrible crisis and build peace. Tomorrow I will visit Sierra Leone, which was once the scene of uncommon cruelty. Who can forget the suffering of the children who had had their limbs chopped off by rebel fighters? Over the years, we used a full UN toolkit: peacekeeping, peace building, justice, and development to help the country, Sierra Leone, recover. With international support, seemingly intractable civil strife has been supplanted by peace, stability, improved governance, and vibrant development. The United Nations helped Timor-Leste to complete a similar transformation in 2012. These successes give hope that we can surmount the challenges we face elsewhere, notably in the Central African Republic. Thank you for your attention.